Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm. Welcome to the Men Don't Know podcast. I'm the man of many friends, your host and creator, Chris Boone. And here on the podcast, we talk with a bunch of guys. We ask a bunch of women questions over wine and cocktails. Whether you listen to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, you downloaded that Men Don't Know podcast app. I cannot thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always, but hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1, shoot me an email, Chris at mendontknow.com, or hop on the mendontknow.com website and shoot me a message. Coy, my guy.
Yep.
How we living?
Back at it.
Yes, sir.
What do you
got? Oh, man. So, you know what? This is what I want to get into. I just want to do, some one-on-ones. Everybody likes it. But let's get back into it and talk about, we both are going to a wedding this weekend. And the venue, coincidentally, was at a venue I took a girl I went out with. And yeah, I took her to a wedding there. And,
Wow.
you have those flashback moments. And man,
Good
I
flashback.
figured I would tell the story, about a girl I used to date.
Okay.
Everybody always likes, I guess, you know what? You never realize the situation you're in until you're like, until you're on the third floor and the first floor is on fire, moving
Sure.
up to the second
Sure.
floor. Man, so we're going to call this girl, we'll call her Becky.
Becky.
Yeah, Becky. All right, Becky with the good hair. Becky, so I met Becky through friends like usual. And, I shoot photography. I do a bunch of things. And she was like, oh, you want to do a photo shoot this and third? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I was like, hey, let's go shoot right here at this beach. It's super dope. Like, we'll get a bunch of dope photos, yada, yada, yada. And so we meet, and you've never heard these stories. So, I mean, a lot of people think, when I go through my relationships of this and third, Coy really kind of finds out when everybody else is finding out. He sees I'm happy. He knows what looks up front, this, that, and the third, but he really doesn't know the ins and outs.
No question.
And I really don't give him the ins and outs because he said, if what is your saying?
You better not tell me.
Yeah, because he would tell me the cold-blooded truth. Anyways, so she meets me up, and we're doing the photo. I see her. She comes, gives me a hug, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is she drunk?
This is the first time you met
First
her?
time. Well, not the first time I met her. First time we're I met her
Gotcha,
before,
yeah.
chatting on text message, way before the podcast. Well, this is way before we even started the podcast.
Right.
And anyway, so, I was like, she was like, oh, yeah, let's do a shoot, this day. So I'm like, cool, let's do it around sunset. So that way it'll be dope. We're at the beach, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, gets to the day. She's like 10 minutes late. I'm already irritated. You know me. I'm like, anyway, she gets there. And I notice, I'm looking, I'm like, is she drunk? Like, nah, couldn't be.
What'd you notice? Why?
The eyes, a little hazy, a little glossy,
Glossy.
yeah.
Acting friendly friend.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So, we're shooting. Turns out super dope. Sending the photos. She loves them. Having a great, just chit-chatting back and forth. She was like, hey, yeah, let's go grab lunch, this and third. So one lunch turns into two turns into a date turns into,
Dating.
Yeah, dating. And, it was summertime, I feel like I'm like, what I'm saying? They always say never get into a relationship in the summer. I feel like all the time I find myself in a relationship in the summer.
Summertime sadness.
Well, I mean, so I'm like, we always have a good time. We always go out, have fun. And you know what? I've noticed I've always kind of dated women that are in the fitness industry or
Yep.
do a lot of athletics.
Active.
Active. Yeah. You notice that, right?
Mhm.
Or is it just me?
There you do.
Yeah. I dated a girl. I love to hike. Girl after that, trainer.
Not
Uh,
fat.
hmm?
Not fat.
No, they're just very athletic. I don't know. Anyways, um, but I notice every time we do something, she's drinking. Like, or we're drinking. But I mean, you know what? It's summertime. It's lit. We having a good time. I'm hitting you up.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, dad, we over here. Like,
You didn't think it was a problem.
I didn't think it was a
Just
problem
having fun.
because like, not even that. I saw her get up every day to go to her job, and like she be getting up at
Yeah.
5. Like handle it. She getting up when I'm getting up. 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like she handle it, and I'm like, oh my god. And it's like, I'm like, all right, well, fine. She gotta have her. Everything looked like everything's together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you when I kind of noticed, like, oh, this might be a problem.
What happened?
So, they always talk about that heated night where you have that type of, that sex where it's just fire, like you're drinking out of an iron. And I went to, I'm in the middle of the night. I see a glass of water by her bed. I went and grabbed it, and I took a sip. It's straight vodka.
What?
I was like, oh my
spit it
god!
out?
No, I didn't spit it out. I was like, what in the hell? Die. And then she woke up. She's like, oh yeah, here I'll take and drank something. And I'm like, oh, and went and then went back and then lay back down. I was like, damn. I'm thinking in my head like, holy shit, wait a minute, this may be a problem.
That's not good.
But I'm still like, okay, whatever. So it's so then it's like, all right, something's up, but something's not up. But I'm not sure. You meet her. You over here like, damn, she's like, fun. You give me the green light, Coy. You give me the green light. You gave me the green
She had
light.
a fun place.
Yeah.
She had fun friends.
Yeah, you gave me the green light, Coy. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I go to one of my buddy's birthday parties, and he has a super nice restaurant. It's super nice, super nice. And I'm like, he hits me last minute. He's like, oh no, bring her. And I'm like, all right, so I noticed she, ordering 1, 2, 3 drinks. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, when I'm out and about in the presence of, company and friends and, not, if I'm not at home, I'm not trying to get too crazy.
Right.
I keep it respectable. And I'm like, she's going to town. She's on her. I was like, wait a minute. This could be.
Are you thinking she
nervous? I'm thinking she's nervous. I'm thinking
that she only. Are you thinking she only does that when she's with you because you got her? You'll make sure she get on.
Probably, and that's too. Like, but at a certain level, you gotta like, yeah. There's certain situations you gotta reel it in and like, oh, I'll just,
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what is going on? I was like, nah, and I was like, okay, she's drunk, and we're at my boy's birthday dinner, and there's a lot of people here.
Was she drunk?
See, it's at that point where I was like, she could have been like 50-50.
Was it early in the day?
No, it was a night dinner. And
No, but I mean, early in when she got there, she started throwing them back. Like,
I wouldn't say throwing them back because we were drinking wine. But I mean, third glass of wine. I mean, at what time? How long is a dinner?
That's what I'm saying. The first hour, 3 glasses of wine.
Yeah. So I was just like, man, this can't. Nah. Me. I'm benefit of the doubt guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm gonna chalk this up. I don't believe it. I'm gonna chalk this up of nerves, meeting a bunch of my friends at one time.
That she's gonna be like doing something bad, and you have to.
Me, that I'm trying to get out of there. Like, hey, hey, boom. I hit my boy up. Hey, dog, take this, pay for my bill. You're like, we gonna get out of here, cause I'm like, we were quote unquote like maybe 10 minutes from there. So where she was at and versus where we're at.
Okay.
It's still, that area is automatically like, you're looking at, you see, on Yelp it's $5 bills,
Right.
5 money signs on the Yelp. And it is what it is. And we had a good time. We get back to her place, crash out, wake up in the morning. Mind you, still waking up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, head to workout. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm not crazy. Anyways, my boy invites me to his wedding. And I'm sitting back and he goes, it's a great chance for everybody to meet your girl, da da da. And this is a different boy separate from, I kind of have a bunch of different pockets of friend groups. You know that, Coy. A lot of people don't know that.
Gave you the plus one.
Gave me the plus. No. And his wife hit me up, a fiance at the time. Bring her. I'd love to meet her. Nobody really meets girls you date, da 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 da. Like, come on, bring her. I have a place for her. Place card is da da da. I'm like, all right, I'll bring her. And I was like, all right, well, since I'm bringing her down this way, I'll introduce her to Miles. Because even at this point, we was 95 days in.
3 months.
Yeah. And I'm talking about, and I was like, me, usually they'll meet moms off the tip off.
Right.
Before, they'll meet moms in warm-ups, before anything. Yeah, it's one of your...
know your last name.
Yeah, one of your cardinal sins, Coy. But, I mean, it is what it is. And I'm like, all right, let her meet mom. She shares the same birthday as my sister.
Oh, wow.
Let them meet, Because, mind you, I don't even, like, they know I'm good, but they know, like, I'm spending, like, my weekends with her type of thing. And so I brought her over. My mom, oh my God. Her and my sister, my sister does not count because my sister likes everybody. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what she may or may not say, I feel like she likes everyone. She's hey bestie, she's everybody. And so she meets her and, they figure out they have the same birthday. They laughing, this, that, and the third. She's like, oh, no wonder you know how to handle Scorpio women. And I was like,
wow.
Now, mind you, this is the day we are dressed and ready for the wedding. We're matching. Mm-hmm. I'm wearing I'm wearing the Indochino tailored suit.
Oh, no.
Navy blue suit. And I think I went no tie, navy blue suit, no tie. But I just wore the jacket pants shirt, but everything fully tailored, brown shoes.
All right.
She is wearing navy blue dress, brown shoes. We're matching. Like we look fire. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, and I'm surprised we don't even have a picture. We look fire.
Whole photo.
Maybe I'll look, but and so moms meets her. Moms, I feel like moms.
Come on in, I cooked.
I feel like moms will like everybody, but have her reservations and own idea of that person in the back of her head, trying to see where this goes. But she won't say it out loud. She won't voice her opinion. Mm-hmm. So they meet her. Mind you, JR next door with his wife. I'm like, kill two birds with one stone. I swing over, bring her over to JR and his wife. They meet her. They talk and, oh, wow, she's cool. The center. Yeah, we're going to a wedding. You guys look beautiful. Da, 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 da. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then, it was probably like a 5-10 minute meet. And then we shoot off to the wedding. Mind you, the wedding, same venue where Maddie and Jesse are having their wedding.
Okay.
And
close by.
Super close by. So I'm like, okay. She was like, hey, do you want to, she was like, I know I don't want you to drink late. So if you want, let's stop and get a bottle of champagne.
You said that or her?
She did. She said, I don't want you to drink too late because you got to drive us back. I don't, I want you to be careful. So I'd rather, let's grab a cold bottle of champagne.
Early.
Get to the venue early, have a couple drinks. That way, if you don't want to drink during dinner and reception,
yeah,
we're cool. I said, say less. I like it. I like it. Hey, you thinking
Good plan.
ahead.
Yeah.
You know, everything, you know, I'm like, okay,
Responsible.
responsible.